introduced by Alice, my research project is mainly about decolonizing methodology curricula. In detail, I was investigating the experiences, challenges, and perceptions of methodology teachers. Findings of this study are building on the data gathered from 12 interviews with the department members, and the length of the interviews varied between 15 and 40 minutes. So I will divide my brief presentation into three parts. Firstly, I will explain why the process of decolonization in the Department of Methodology matters, what is the problem, and how we can fix this. So to begin with, decolonizing the methodology curricula is a key part of equality within and beyond higher education. Research methods that we apply to our research, the creation of new knowledge, and how we apply these methods does automatically create a position on what counts as good or right knowledge. Importantly, the process of decolonization is not easy one-off fix, but it is a long-term process that must build on the cooperation between the department, the school, academics, and students. As highlighted by the critique paper from 2018 Eden Center, decolonizing mind and knowledge is essentially the first step in decolonizing everything else. For this reason, rather than diversifying something, we must decolonize it. Because diversity reinforces the existing unjust system, but decolonization challenges it. Because diversity actually authorizes the advantaged, but decolonization empowers the undervalued, underrepresented, and silenced. And lastly, because diversity seeks to include people, but decolonization seeks to reclaim their space. So moving on, the main barriers that were identified for teachers in the process of decolonization were mainly the lack of common understanding and larger debate between quantitative and qualitative research methods. Secondly, it was the lack of guidance and expertise with relation to decolonization. And lastly, but not least, it was the lack of time and support, which poses as a significant barrier when aiming to decolonize the syllabi. So while this study mainly aimed to explore the perceptions of teachers around the process of decolonization, a significant finding was obtained with relation to a larger debate around the treatment of teachers of various seniority, gender, ethnicity, and race from students. Such examples included resisting treatment, feedback, and pushbacks. This is a significant finding, and it's necessary to acknowledge the fact that when teachers aim to be part of the decolonization process, some of them will be inherently prone to pushbacks from students, which can negatively influence their personal and professional life. So how can we fix this? By putting together the rationale behind the study and the findings, my main recommendation is the creation of a new visiting fellowship post for a candidate from the Global South. In this case, we would start the process of decolonization by decolonizing the hiring process. The main duties for this post would be both pedagogical and administrative. Firstly, to bridge the gap between research methods and their common understanding of the process of decolonization, this fellow would facilitate 6 guest lecture speakers a year for the members of the department around decolonization, biases, and ethics within various research methods. In this case, the debate across the department would be then organically grounded in these speaker events. Secondly, such post holder would address the lack of guidance and expertise identified in the findings, and the fellow would create or help create and present lectures on decolonization, biases, and ethics within different courses and modules. Thirdly, such fellowship would actually address the lack of time and support, meaning that the post holder would collaborate with conveners and teachers on how to decolonize the syllabi and methods, and would help to review the use of literature. Lastly, I do recommend to set up a yearly meetings of the department to create a 2-year strategy on decolonization. Every other year, the meeting would mainly look at the evaluation, barriers, and opportunities. Such meetings would be then grounded in the knowledge and debate from the guest speakers and would be managed and facilitated by the fellow. By taking into account these recommendations, we can create a new eco-culture and actually start the process of decolonization of mind, knowledge, and everything else. And by taking into account these recommendations, I believe that the Department of Methodology can become the beacon for change. Thank you for listening.